Hey everyone, it's Saturday the 22nd of January. The time is 6:58 p.m. and the temperature is 30 degrees. We're on Geylang Road and the plan actually today is to walk through Geylang Road one way. Now this side and then actually walk back because I will want to end up there in Paya Lebar. But we'll explore through here. Return to Singapore for me wouldn't be quite the same without walking through Geylang, wouldn't it? So we're basically going to do that today and just have a look this early evening how it looks. Yesterday was pretty quiet here and I tend to get some new people on these videos because if you're not familiar, Geylang does have a reputation. And some people just basically end up here looking for maybe something else than a walking video, or they're not familiar with the concept. So we're just going to basically walk and have a look at how it looks here today. So if that's not your thing, then by all means absolutely have a look, but probably you're going to be disappointed. There's nothing more interesting than this coming along. And if walking videos are your thing, then this is a really interesting area with lots of restaurants and lots of colorful things to see. And the places are looking quite busy. I just walked by this place here. So I know a couple of people also asked me to kind of walk the full length here and just we're going to do better than that today. And not just walk the full length, but walk it hopefully almost full length twice. Saturday I think is the day when people will go out now in Geylang. The city was really busy yesterday. Filmed in Chinatown and it was a proper crowd there. I think the after work crowds have returned to sort of the city areas and now we're more Saturday people around in Geylang. There is a dark cloud as well, so we'll see. We should be pretty okay though because it should be fairly easy to walk under the walkways for most of it. It might not even rain. It hasn't rained all day. It's been very pretty, so hopefully we'll be lucky like that. So Geylang is also the neighbourhood I live in. It actually has a surprisingly big sort of expat community, and it's got a lot of sort of new up and coming bars and restaurants as well. Food is a thing here, so you find a lot of really good food. I know someone was asking me to go into the sort of coffee shops and film the actual food on offer there. That might be tricky if it's very busy. That might be another walk maybe at a later date. We'll see how it goes. Like you can already see this restaurant in the corner here. There's a queue building up. This is the mosque on the other side. And we are at Lorong 30 now. We'll make our way past here. I think they were sort of excited by the concept of a video actually. But that was a very happy move. I think some of these shops are actually new. I mean, this place has been around, but don't know if it's been around like that. I know these stalls on the other side have changed. It's a very, very tiny dog going by. I don't know if you saw that one. Okay, I'll stop spinning around. Just got distracted by the dog. It was super tiny. I'd say I've seen a bigger rat. That's not to say the dog was a rat, just in terms of size. I think the place on my left is being renovated or sold. They had a new place there for some time, and before I left it was still going, I think, but it's tough. There's a lot of competition in this area as well. It's a really pretty view once it starts getting a little bit dark and you start seeing all the neon signs on Geylang Road. It's really pretty. Definitely more people around today than we had yesterday. And yesterday when I was walking outside, it was much later already, sort of 8:30 in the evening. That's why I decided to go to the city. Guess it was so quiet here. Today looks a lot different. Some of these places have come up as well, kind of like places where you can win stuffed toys, I guess. This might be new as well. There's a nail salon. I mean, there are a lot of that sort of places, hairdressers, and some of them open all night. That's kind of a specialty around here. And then you've got these restaurants and coffee shops. I think as an area it has a really different feel to many others. Don't know what the car was doing there. I think he was backing off and not going forward with his plan. It's a very colorful little shrine there for the restaurant. So I don't think we'll go in and explore the food closely today. Might do that when it's not so busy. I don't want to sort of get in the way. Really pretty decorations for the little temple on the other side. And coming up is Lorong 24 here. These places look only moderately busy. It's now just past 7. We're coming to the very colorful restaurants here. These lights are always the highlight of my Geylang walks. I'm a little bit strange like that, I think. Even though it's very, very colorful and quite out there in some sense, it's also quite nice. And they seem fairly busy, but I'm not going to sort of get a good view of how the restaurant looks. It's an outdoors restaurant with a roof on top, so there's a queue to the doctors here, but of course we won't film that. But I will, food stall looks good. There's a nice breeze going today. Wonder if we could, I'd say cross here, but I don't think it's going to help much, considering I still have to cross twice on the other side. So let's just keep to this side for now and wait for a bit. This is Narrated Road.
Wow, 真好 ，OK， very good 啊。
And of course I have very little idea what this gentleman here was telling me. You can tell me later on whether it was good or bad.
Yeah.
I think we're getting to a busy marketplace here.
Hey, go there, ah.
We'll go around. Yep, it gets fairly busy here at times. I mean, this is not too bad at all for a Saturday. On the other side is the other colorful place. I'll try to get a view once we walk past here. But of course the bus is kind of blocking it. There's a little supermarket in the corner and oh wow, he's in a hurry to go. Almost didn't watch out for the pedestrian there. So here are the trees with the lights on the other side. We'll go by that again. It's another restaurant here. Seems But curry and things like that. Sorry. I'm kind of crisscrossing. I should just stay on one side. We'll walk through the little store here. I see a lot of these used phones and covers, cases, that sort of shops here as well. This place also has chicken rice, the kind of prawn noodles. I think a Thai place at the back there. I have one of these as well. So I wasn't sure. I was trying to see how much it costs to get one of those. I think probably you're better off getting it from the store to get the one you want. But of course, if you disagree, then let me know how it works, and it might just be fun. Hairdressers here has weekend music going on. And here's the frog porridge, seafood and frog porridge place. There's a queue to the store. Have to navigate past. I always find it pretty amazing. You can get all the fresh ingredients here. So, as you can see, pretty busy here. Doing laksa and prawn noodles here. Is that place? It is getting dark. I'm not sure if it's the cloud there or just getting darker because it's almost 7:20. Also really interesting, all the chairs here. This restaurant. That's a very colorful tattoo shop here. It's another Prada place. It keeps repeating a little bit as you go further along. Just waiting for the car to go. It's kind of stuck in the middle now. Well, the next car was nice enough to wait for people. I think we're kind of getting to the edge of how far we want to go. So I think we'll cross at the main road there and walk back the other way. Let's see. I think we'll get a slightly different view of it. Colorful here around this LED design shop. They had all kinds of lights going on. And we're at Lorong 4. This is Sims Way coming up here. And I'll just cross to my right and loop back. We'll have the same experience, a slightly different flavor. Clouds do look a bit angry. There's no real prospect of a sunset, I guess. The sun will of course set, but something prettier. I guess that's good because we're walking the wrong way anyway. I think tonight I've actually got more interaction from people than ever before doing these walks in Geylang. You'd think this might be a place where people kind of, I don't know, are more curious about what you're doing walking around. It's not so touristy area at all. So someone like me recording here might raise a few eyebrows. Don't usually get that. Tonight I have had a few encounters, although nothing bad. But it's interesting to see the difference. Maybe it is after a Saturday afternoon spent outside, people get a bit more courage to. There is a big queue there. Wonder if I can. Yes, I can go around it. They're going to this place here. Don't know what it is. Emo snacks. This is what they do. Interesting. I guess we'll go through here. A little bit next to the gutter, but sorry. There's a restaurant area which has been kind of red taped off for the trace together, which is something they do to make sure there is a sort of clear line for who's in and who's out. So I think this side does have a slightly different vibe to it right now because we're walking by the mosque. Is it an exact mosque? That would be the closest I can describe. This is the queue for the bus. I was wondering if that's a very, very good restaurant, but I think that was the bus. And this is the little temple here in the corner of Lorong 11. I'll go here through the covered walkway for a bit. Oh, this one looks nice. It's fairly full as well. Had a really nice smell coming from it. That's of course where we were walking through earlier with the tattoo parlor. There's a hot pot place here in the corner. Fairly busy. Try to get you some food as we go by. Although tonight hasn't really been a food tour at all. I think some Buddhist artifacts in that store, and hence the music. And please This place has a couple of a fish ball noodle place and a fish soup place. And we were at Lorong 15. This is a fairly well stocked supermarket. But we won't go in and check in and all that. It is a more sort of a local stores though, so you'll get vegetables and tempeh, that sort of thing, easily from there, but maybe not your Australian special products or anything that comes from elsewhere, if you're into that sort of thing. Make our way before the car turns here. This place is busy. Just letting the lady who was actually serving some food go by. Was this also a proper place? Yes, I think so. It always says only fully vaccinated allowed. There's a self-service washing place here. Strange laundry. Look kind of new. But I don't know, that might have been around. I never paid attention. Some shiny washing machines in any case. I'll go around here, but this stretch is not particularly easy to navigate with the camera. Sort of from here to the junction. Probably my least favorite area of this walk. With all the sort of sidewalk and all of that. It's getting dark now. I think this is kind of the more boring and less fun to walk part of the walk from here to the main street on this side. Although you do have the pretty lights coming up. We can maybe see them a bit better now with being dark. And as always, this place seems lively, but you won't really see them because they've got greenery all around the restaurant. It's a seafood place. These are the lights which are there for the whole year. It's far as I know, never seen them not being there. Does look pretty busy in there, but we're not really going to get a good view. People do seem happy. So right now, you get a lot more chatter walking by a place like that, because we do have a limit of 5 people who can dine together rather than 2 or something like that. I think that place was busy. I'm going to go around here instead of going through the area where people are doing street sales. So we'll cross alternate road again. This is always a bit more of a wait here if you're not lucky with the lights. Longer light cycle. Here we go. I think. Now that you've definitely seen enough of Geylang, if this is your first time probably on this channel, or in any case seeing Geylang, I think what sort of is appealing about it is that it does have a feel of authenticity that is not like a, sort of any other city in the world has its own feel. And I think it does have a certain charm. You can say it also has its faults, but don't we all? And it's one of those areas that I think is really quickly gentrifying in Singapore. I've lived in areas like that before in London, and it happens so fast. You have like one street that within a couple of months turns into having a completely different feel, and then in the next couple of months the next street, and it just goes on and on. I think you get that in Geylang. You definitely have, like I said, people like me living here, and there's a fairly vibrant community of people from Europe, and I have neighbors from Canada. You know, it's got all that, and you got these nice new condos as well, which local families want to move to as well. Starting to see more young families in my building at least, and around in any case. So it's really kind of a mix, and if you just kind of give it one label, then you're probably missing out quite a lot. having also spent a lot of time in the city center, and even when I moved to Singapore, I was staying there for a while, for a couple of months. It has a completely different feel because it's like any other city really, with tall buildings, and then you're kind of isolated from restaurants and a lot of the things that go on, and you never really easily mix with the sort of real Singapore, not the touristy Singapore, the kind of life people actually live. I'm not saying Geylang is exactly that either. I'm saying it's sorry. I'm saying it's more one side of a coin. I think these are things to send your ancestors by burning, if I'm not too mistaken. Most of the coffee shops and the places with the small food stalls have turned into more sort of night venues by now. So people spending time with friends, having a drink, as you do on a Saturday evening. They've got really nice wall decorations. Anyway, I try to be sort of an advocate for Geylang a little bit. Although I'm pretty sure anyone who came here just looking for Geylang and not for walking videos is pretty much gone by now from this channel. That's fine. But I find it one of the more interesting areas to walk through. There's such a mix, like this is a banh mi place here. Just to keep your umbrella outside the door. And then there's a shop for electric bikes, e-bikes. J-Move. There's a queue to this stall here. Don't know what they... I think it might have been maybe noodles, but difficult to say. Maybe Hokkien mee. Hey, probably some of you know better than me if you've ever been. Haven't been to that stall. This place I have been to, but it was a different restaurant in the corner there the last time I was around. So right now I have no idea. We're by the mosque now. I think from here it gets gradually a little quieter. There are a couple of busy restaurants here that always get a crowd. This is the place that the white pepper crab, they had the queue as we walked by earlier. Pretty sure they often do have a queue on the weekends. There are a few places along here that they used to bring tourist busfuls of people just to eat. I know this is now a little bit more boring side. We'll get to a few places soon that are open and should be fairly happening right now. We'll walk towards Paya Lebar. So it's now 7:44 p.m. And it is dark already, as you can see. This place is doing all kinds of traditional dishes. Oh, sorry. It is very, very busy. They kind of spread onto the street as well, with mostly people enjoying their drinks. Very close by. So it's difficult to get a sort of view of the food on offer. Oh wow. They've got some kind of a Chinese New Year decoration here. That's been tied by its neck. Can we turn and have a look? Yes, we can. There it is. We're coming to where we started this walk. On the other side, of course. Oh, it's closed, so I have no idea if that's going to stick. Maybe it's quite new and they haven't taken off the red fabricate vegan restaurant. Makan vegan. Wonder if that's like a vegan food, but with a Malay theme. There's that Anytime Fitness here in the corner. This is usually a hardware store. It's always really busy here during the days. So this is fish head curry, I think. Must be other things as well. It looks more like a buffet. I like the signs here. It has a kind of older feel. I think we started exactly on the other side near the petrol station there. That's the Fair Price supermarket. And this place was actually busy then. Not so busy now. It's a beef noodle soup place. I think it's a, like Vietnamese, for however you pronounce it properly. From here, the other side would definitely be for a little bit more interesting, because we're right next to a kind of just a construction site and these bigger buildings. You can have a look towards where we came from. Oh, the sky suddenly changed quite a bit from when we started. Here's the other side. This is the Buddhist society here, building on my left. And it goes on for quite a bit, so I think we'll get smaller shops and maybe a couple of restaurants and bars coming up. The lights on the shopping centers there in Paya Lebar are already showing up. I think there's a whole wall of lights there. it's fairly busy in this place. I think they just attract a slightly different crowd the further you go from the sort of busyness of the other end of Geylang Road, next to Sims Way. Here's a place that would rent you units for your restaurant or hawker stall. A little shop that seems to be selling kind of are these sweets or candies? Something like that. Looked everything was in Chinese. There's not too long to go before we get to Paya Lebar. I wonder if quite a few places have actually moved from other areas. I mean, that's Rocher Bean Curd House. This is fairly far from Rocher. You see that from time to time. This place here is an example of the area sort of changing. I think there are a couple of cyclists going through a very slow speed, but we made it.
Okay, and then also
A baking accessories place. Everyone's baking, it says. I think it's getting to sort of the good length for a walk as we come to Paya Lebar, where I'm going to get dinner. I'm picking up from Paya Lebar Square, which is one of the little bit older shopping centers, not the new one, not the PLQ. We can make our way. Well, we have to cross here, and then we can make our way through PLQ, the little park there. Look at these lights. It's looking really nice. So I'll walk over to where I need to be and end the video somewhere along there. There is a lot going on with these lights. It's going to take a little bit of time because the light just changed for the cars. There's the Christmas decoration shop on the other side, which has gone sort of Chinese New Year themed, but it says Merry Christmas at the door. The other one here in the corner, sort of following suit. Of course, that makes sense this time of the year, doesn't it? I think there's a bat flying around those trees. I doubt you'll be able to see it. We're leaving Geylang Road, sadly. But we're going into Paya Lebar. Paya Lebar, actually, probably is how you pronounce that. The City Plaza definitely has gone all out with those lights. They're in the park as well next to it. I've seen these kind of lights on the other videos around the neighbourhoods in Singapore and how they prepare for Chinese New Year. That's the first time I think I've seen them for myself. Oh wow, the Kinex has another light wall. I think we'll still make our way through here. There's still action going on at the playground there. And the restaurants along here looking fairly busy. But you can see how it's a completely different vibe to where we came from. There's a really nice breeze going through. Even though it's been started at 31, now it's 28 degrees. It's been warm, but quite pleasant. I haven't seen these flowers here before. Maybe it's just been the wrong season. It is a nice park here. I think we're going to see a tiger here. Although actually I'm tempted to say that's a cat dressed as a tiger, which is super cute as well. Here are the fairly new residential buildings at PLQ. We've got 15 seconds, we can do this. Definitely no problem. And the MRT train has just pulled up at the station. So the restaurants here are definitely busy. They would usually be on a Saturday. On one occasion, I got the idea of a friend to come here for dinner, and they were just fully booked for such a long time that there was no point in waiting. And there are cars here. And the same cat or tiger is there in the middle of the square. Let's make our way towards the Paya Lebar Square. So as we come to the end of this walk, I hope you enjoyed this walk through Geylang Road, the two directions of it. Thank you for joining me for the walk today. And hopefully I managed to do justice to what is actually also a fairly lively and nice part of town, if not one with the best reputation. I actually met someone in a restaurant last week, and we were talking about a record store that their friend owned and things like that, and then somehow I said I don't go around that area too often because I live in Geylang, and he then was like, well, you know, I live in Geylang as well, I live on Lorong 40. So, you know, more and more I think it is changing, whether you like it or not. So this is Paya Lebar Square, and it has this gate system now, which has become more and more common. So you just show your vaccination status to the gate rather than a person. So I'm going to do that. Go pick up some food. Thanks for today, guys. If you'd like to see more videos from Singapore, then you know what to do. You can subscribe to the channel. In any case, thank you so much for joining today, and I hope I'll see you again soon.